and plug you all in, get some power in there. No. Evening, everybody. How is everyone? All good, I hope, Ski. Evening, Emily. Evening, Marjan. Evening, Dan. Evening, CSL. Evening, Zoz. Evening, Paranoid. How is everybody? Oh, I've got to do my own thumbs up, haven't I? Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The servo's died on this, which is a bit of a pain in the backside. Just a little one. A little pain in the backside, because that means I've got to change it. And then a pain in the butt to change on these. But we'll check it's not working first. Evening, Richard. How are you? I'm good, doing good. How are you doing? Undead RC, watching intently. Julius, evening. Right, let's see if this servo is dead. It might well be that he did. Luckily, it didn't decide to die when we were doing the 96 mile an hour pass. That would have been interesting. Oh, not anyway. Model, big rock, enter, exit. Nope, nothing coming out of that at all. So it's either I come unconnected or the servo did. Evening, Alistair, how are you? Hello from Denmark, Julius. How are you? Centerboard was good, yeah, something different. Evening, Revo. Marjam. I hope you pronounce your names right, guys. If I do, I apologise. I'm not the best at English and those sort of things. So, right. Let's see. Getting this servo out. And I did. Excuse me. Obviously, Spectrum are now, or Horizon now, putting their 23.2 servos in. The 23.2 servo horn. So I have preempted and bought myself a 25 tooth spline servo saver, because all our servos are 25 tooth. Then I'll be putting the good old trusted DS3225 or whatever it is. We'll stick that in there. And then this will go in the graveyard of armour servos. I've got a few of those sitting around. So what's everyone been up to then? First of all, before we do, I really want to get in. I've got to get in there anyway. It's a pain because of the way I've set this up. It's not the easiest thing to get into where the receiver is now. on the basis that we wouldn't need to get in there. So not the easiest place to get into, unfortunately. We really should find a better way of mounting this this big old ESC that's on here. Oh. In fact, we only put one screw in. Right. First of all, let's make sure that everything seems to be plugged in. Everything appears to be plugged in. We'll double check now. I'm good, Kern. How are you? You're breaking the X-Max as usual. You don't have much luck with that X-Max, do you? No, that is as dead as a dodo. That sucks. Okay, so the servo has got to come out. Big Al, evening, how are you? Very quiet tonight, guys. What are you all doing then? Right. Get the drill on it. What do I do with the drill? Two more tyres and another servo. Yeah. Are you tearing the tyres or is it the foams? You're not using the self-right feature, are you? Because we've stopped using that on the basis that it doesn't seem to do any good, apart from kill the tyres. Getting stuff ready for Sunday. Yes, this is getting ready for Sunday. And then the other car, I don't know whether it will be ready for Sunday or not. Some parts will turn up tomorrow, but I don't think the other bits will, which is a little bit annoying. No, my luck, they'll turn up Monday. But we won't forget the Y harness this week. So we're going to get, I don't know what we're going to get in the car park. As you know, it's only 200 metres long. It's just a little bit short for proper speed running. But we had 96 out of this at the car park on 6S. So we'll give it a test hit on 8S on Sunday. See what it can do. I might put another fan on here because it did get a little bit on the warm side. I might mount another fan, one of our special fans on here. On good day, you've just been outside thrashing the Creighton XB. How did it hold up? Good, I hope so. Love those cars. Alaska, very nice. Is it? How's the weather up there at the moment? Is it starting to get cold yet? The boarding at the track, yeah, if it's got nails or something sticking out of it, might well be. Yes, across the pond, unfortunately, summer is closing in, coming to an end. It's now getting dark outside. Only 8:15, and it's already dark outside. Boo, hiss. We haven't really had a, weather-wise, this year it's been absolutely shocking. So, it kind of sucks that it's coming to an end and we're going to be going into dark, dreary winter. We never really had a proper summer. So, that kind of sucks. I was hoping we were going to have a nice, hot summer. It didn't happen, did it, guys? If anyone's in the UK on the stream. It's been a miserable old summer, let's put it that way. Lots of rain, lots of flooding. Right, I need to get underneath it. So these are a bit of a pain. You've got no, you can't see, can you guys? There we go. Come in here, you've got no easy access to get to the servo, so you have to come in here, undo that screw from the servo saver there, or servo horn. I'll move it so I can see. And the tough bit is trying to put it back in and line everything up. That's always a fun job. But you won't get me raging. I suppose what I should have done before I decided to take all this out is actually test, make sure it is the servo and not the ESC. Hi Julia, winter is for snow bashing. True, I've got my paddle tyres, so we didn't, well, I'd say it'd be, yeah, for snow bashing if we got snow. We don't, we just get rain. Rain, rain, rain and more rain. I wouldn't mind if we did get snow. Then we could go snow bashing. Maybe we get some snow this year. Right, let's make sure this turns now. You got a few umbrellas for winter now, Revo. I think we could have done more than the two little ones we had. Servo. Well, I'm pretty sure it's a servo that's packed up, Julius. So suddenly we were going to do another run, and the servo wasn't working. It wasn't steering. So we called it a day. We'll get this back for a warranty. Have a spare servo sitting around. It's always worth having a spare one. If it is the servo, I'm hoping it is, and not the receiver. We're about to find out. Yeah, that works. So definitely the servo. So we get the 22 because that's pretty sure that's a 23 tooth spline. I don't know whether it says it in there anywhere, does it? They normally are. And then we've got to work out how to get back in there all lined up. Because that's a 25 tooth spline. It comes from the right way around. It does. Back to front of the camera. Getting a bit chilly, not cold yet for us. 45 Fahrenheit today. Not sure what that makes in Celsius. Normally you well, that is a bit chilly. Normally you double it and add 30 roughly. So if we would take 30 away from that, that'd be 15. Halve it, be about 7.5 Celsius. Hobby Wing 9085, 4985. Is that the 1650? Is that the 1650 motor, Kern? If it is, I can't remember off the top of my head. Depends on where you are, but you want good. You want some good bearings, and I think there's. Oh, I'm trying to remember what the numbers are. 622 SS, I think. If you search that, have a look. I've done a video on how to replace them, and I'm not doing that to throw you to the video. I just can't remember off the top of my head. It's called RC. I think the video is called RC Maths, showing you how to replace them as well. And it does. I'm pretty sure in there it tells you what size the bearings are and where I got them from in the UK. In fact, I've probably got one for. I haven't got any spare of them. I did have. Well, I gave my last one to Ian. I did have a packet of them. Here, I can tell you what they look like. In fact, I've got two here. In line. 626Z is the number you need to look for, which is the same as 626SS, I believe, which means shielded, still shielded. Yeah, that was the ones that came out of our one. NMB 626Z or NMB 626SS, I think is the other option. So have a look for those. If you're in the UK, I'm pretty sure I put a link in my video where you can get them from. Well, thank you, Christopher. Yeah, we're hoping to get to where we want to get, 210 miles an hour, and then we might turn it into a drift car. But if I do, not a drift car, drag car. But in order to do that properly, I will need to change these rear drive shafts. I don't think they're hold up to that sort of trying to put that power down quickly. I think they're. I will need to change to the CVDs. Maybe get some big old drag tyres on the back of this. Just for the, not the no prep, but the unlimited or whatever you want to call it. Evening, Jessica, how are you? Yeah, 1650, then it's the NMB 626Z bearings. Check my video if you're in the UK. It does tell you where to get them from. If not, Google them. And you want to be looking for ones that are at least rated at 50,000 RPM minimum. Don't get cheap ones. You should be able to get them in the USA as well. 6S pack we use is the DXF packs. They're fairly cheap. I need to get some more or another one because we've got one. One of them is. It won't hold. It charges up fine, but I don't think it's going to last much longer. One of the cells is showing a higher internal resistance, and when we charge it, it doesn't hold. It starts dropping off straight away, so we have to use it. It's the one that Callum damaged when he landed badly from the Paddlesworth long jump and landed an Italian on the back. He actually split the balance lead and everything on it as well. Yeah, loving the drag racing. Dan, you need to get out with yours, mate. Addicted, evening. I'm working grinding painted fish off of one of my commercial pools. Terrible job. Be lurking in the background. No, what you need to do, Addicted, is get the other people to do it while you sit there on this stream. Out with Tamiya fanboys. Can't beat a Tamiya. Right, get on with this. Oh, we're never going to get it done. Trying to think what else I've got to fix tonight. Never fixed the. Might do the Outcast 4S because I never finished fixing that. Might see if we can get that out again soon. Need to get the Outcast 8S out again with the up against the X-Max before the weather turns really bad. We need to do that. So many things we need to do. I'm guessing this goes on. I can't even line it up to find out which way it's supposed to go on. Ha! It must go central because that comes across there. Of course it'd be good. I wish I could do that, just sit back and not do anything. Although we've got bank holiday this Monday, so we've got Monday off. Yay! A nice long weekend. Saying that, it is a 23 tooth, or 25 tooth, sure of it. And why doesn't that want to go on there easily? Right, make sure this is centered up. Switch. There. Don't go on. There. And get the steering. Bottom. Steering. Get that centered up. That's stiff. That's what she said. That's proper stiff, actually. It's on there. Right. Stiff, and now time for a little screw. I don't quite understood why they put Phillips heads on servo screws when everything else is hex. I should really put a little bit of thread lock on there, shouldn't I? Be long enough. That is a hex. So that one's not long enough. So you do need the one out of here. Because this is obviously, this is a countersunk one that looks longer as well. Yeah, way longer. Yeah, it's probably a 3mm. Take these glasses off, point you down a bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. Let me ask you, what part can it be useful 3D? Is it anything in particular? We've got underglow and in dark underground. Oh, nice! I like LED underglows. I want to get some of that done to mine. Plus, I want to get the armour skins for our cars. I do like the armour skins, just to blink up a bit. Haven't used tyre prep yet. It's a bit harder to get over here because the scene's not huge. There's a load of stuff that we want to get over here, which is just not readily available at the moment, which is becoming a little bit frustrating. but understandable because nobody's really been doing it over here. So it's a catch-22. I'm hoping that quite a few people getting into it now. So I'm hoping, because I really enjoy it, I think it's going to be a great fun, and I'm hoping that more people that do it, the more people, you know, then people will start, bits become more readily available. You know, we've spoken to a few people that import stuff, and it's like, well, if there's a demand, well, the demand's now. If you want to start selling stuff, because otherwise, you know, I'm already buying stuff from USA and places like that. JX servos, very good. We've got a JX in our Techno now, actually. They are good. I mean, I like, for bashing and everything, I like these things. They're cheap and reliable. Well, I say reliable. I've only done one, which was one set of teeth on it. So for £8 to £11, depending on when I buy them, I can't really fault that. What's that from? Ah, didn't need to take it off because it comes with that. Unless I've put the wrong one in. Huh. Did I just put the wrong one in? Or did it come with that? And it must come with that, surely. I love the armour skins, but most are really something I can run away. Some of them are a bit, yeah, some of them are a bit close to the mark, but this one's okay, I think. Come on. Why aren't you going in? My glasses. Why is that not going in there? Don't know why that is not screwing in. It's almost like it doesn't want to line up. Got no thread in it, that's the problem. So, and then when you push down, it's just pushing down and not going through. So we're jamming it up with a screwdriver underneath to allow us to push into it to create a thread. And then once we've got that thread in, when we put the other bit back on, because we've now created a thread, we can but hope this will then go through. We will find out now. That's done it. Yeah, so there was no thread on it. Done. David, are you going to send you a sneak peek of something on Facebook? Okay, I'll look out. Probably won't be able to see it here. Hello, Kim from Denmark. How are you? How's Denmark this time of the year? I'm really wondering how it can destroy the tyres. I've seen they also sell cleaner. I'm wondering if I should just make something myself instead of buying all this stuff. The cleaner, what I've heard is you guys get Simple Green. Apparently that's just as good for cleaning the tyres off. I think it depends on how serious you want to get into it, Jessica, to be honest with you. Whether, does the tyre prep make a difference? We haven't started using it over here yet. We're just warming the tyres up, mainly on the concrete. We've still got stock tyres on ours. I think if you want to get, if you're trying to get down into those 2-second runs or mid to low 2-second runs, then probably you need to start thinking about tyre prep and cleaning. But then you're talking about mega low motor turns, really tuning it up. and the lower you go, the more the closer you're always chasing that magic smoke. I have gone a bit low on mine, but mainly because we need to be the fastest because we're hardcore. No, joking. No, we do want to be the fastest, and I didn't want to buy a motor and then go, oh, I needed to go a bit faster. So my view is we can always turn it down on the throttle, on the receipt, on the controller, so we're not hitting full power straight away. Build it up, and then it gives us room to play. So that was our thinking. Hello RCD, how are you? I have to know those plastic differentials hold. I have to know how those plastic differentials hold all those power handles, all that power. I don't know. In all honesty, it's not like, I mean, I don't want to tempt fate. That's my problem. So I'm going to touch wood. But the drivetrain on this so far is all held together. Whether it's because it's just driving rather than stop-start bashing on the power when you're landing and, you know, hitting hard. You know, this is just power going forward. The power's put on fairly gently. You know, it's not an instant blur. Although on drag racing we were putting instant power on, so I didn't even think, because we've been so impressed with the way this thing's run, I didn't even think about, oh, maybe we'll blow the axles or the differential by trying to drag race it, which was probably a little bit silly me trying to do that. But Aaron challenged, well, he made a joke saying it wasn't that fast. So as you saw in the last video, and if you haven't seen the video, go and check it out. Plug. But yeah, he went, oh, that's not very fast. So I said, okay, I'm going to drag your butt. So we did. And we wanted to see what this would do 0 to 60 after the drag race against the car, which we knew the car did 4.5 seconds. And this thing smoked the car. So, and a few people have commented saying that their cars would beat the road rock. I'd like to try and set up some sort of challenge, bring your car, and I think even over a full quarter of a mile, I really think there aren't many road cars, if any road cars, that would beat this over a quarter of a mile. Because if this is doing 110 and it gets away like it does, not that many road cars will be hitting 110 by the time they've hit the quarter mile. So I'd like to try and find somewhere we can do it. Quarter mile runs legally, and, you know, set a challenge, bring your car. It was the servo RCD. Servo just stopped working after our last outing with it. Luckily, not whilst it was being driven at 96 miles an hour. It was literally coming in. We went to drive it out again. The servo wasn't working, so we were pretty lucky. I can help you with that, Russell. If it's not going in a straight line, I can help you with that, mate, to a certain degree. I've got to redo ours probably this weekend because we're making some changes, so it probably won't run straight anymore. We had ours running pretty straight. Okay, it wasn't on silly power at the moment, but there are ways to make it run straight. Just make sure you bring your all your shock bits with you. Just busted your rear diff on the big rock. How did you do that, random? Was that jumping? Don't say that, Jessica. I don't want them to bust. Yeah, I've just what we want to do was see where we could take this car, just changing the power plant really. You know, yes, we put the rear wing on, but apart from putting the rear wing on, which is armour parts that fit the 3S cars, and changing the motor, the ESC, and now the servo. Sorry, and obviously the gear ratios. This is stock. You know, we haven't changed the CVDs, we haven't changed the centre drive shaft, we haven't changed the diffs. All still the stock plastic stuff. So Avenger, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Avenger tyres. I didn't know they made a difference with the 3 and 4. They do, yes. They also make the CVDs. You can get the metal ones if they're ever in stock. They're not that cheap, but they do them. What are you talking about? I can walk faster than your big rock. No, wait. That's the big rock because it's back in its box. Why is your big rock back in its box, Master? That's not a place for a big rock. What am I trying to do at the hole? I just pull it out of there. Dumbos are okay up to a certain degree, but they're not that easy to get lined up on the trim. We've got 3 of them now, and every single one, it's you just turn it a little bit and it'll be going that way, turn it a little bit going that way. Drove us insane, and they can be a bit twitchy. Just cars running off on their own for no particular reason. It's working. Thank you, Jessica. We've had fun making it, actually, and doing it. And the boys love running it as a speed car. It's never going to do 150 mile an hour, but it's been a great platform. Very good platform for speed running. If people just want to take something and make it, fast, fairly cheaply, really, because all we did to start off with was put, max 8 and a 2200 kV in it. So it is a fairly cheap way of going fast. Broken it off there, never mind. I've got to get this back in there. They don't make, as I said, it's time to rage because they really don't make this easy at all. If I'm putting it in the right way round, which I look like I am. Why is that not sitting down there now? It's got a little lip. Oh, it has got little lips on it. Well, that's got little lips on it as well. Ah, the little lips have got to sit in the little grooves. Right, so we've got to try and make sure those little bits sit in the little grooves. They do, but I'll tell you what, I'm getting really, really bored with Horizon now. Because they do it so that it really doesn't like taking other people's servos. So they make the little lips here on theirs just that little bit smaller than the ones that come on probably normal servos. So it just doesn't quite sit right. But sometimes that's screwed down, that should be fine. How did we lower the big rock? We lowered the big rock with nitro fuel line. It's all I've every single video from where we ran it with stock tyres through to where we are now has been catalogued. It's all part of the project. I'm not saying that to try and push you back to watch the previous videos, but it's fuel line that we use inside the shocks. If you need to see exactly how we did that, I can't remember which number it is. I think there's 4 project stages where we did the front splitter, we did the shocks, we did the powertrain, where we did the gear, the change to a spool. I've shared everything that we've done, so I've not hidden anything. Everything is totally out in the open, what we've done in this project. Okay, CSL, take care, buddy. Hope the little child's okay. Is it your kid? Make it, build it are selling Outcast EXP rollers. I have seen that they are. I don't know how many they've got. And not a bad price. I think it's £449. So that's a good price as well. So I'd like them to sell the EXP Italian roller. You store all the RCs in the box if I can, whilst can't use them for a while. I don't have shelves for my RCs. Don't blame you, I've run out of space. I'm desperately trying to make more space because we've run out and I've got more RCs coming. I've got 2 on the wall over there. I haven't got round to building the workshop this summer, which kind of sucks. But we just never got round to it. We were busy all the time. And I never got round to ordering it. Plus, lumber prices are so high at the moment, it's pushed the price of what I wanted to buy higher than what it should be. So, whilst I wanted to get that built this year, I didn't want to pay over the odds for it. So, I think we have to make do with what we got here for the time being. See what happens to the prices. Hopefully, they come down for next year and we get it all sorted out next year. Steve, evening. How are you? When did you come in? What pitch is in here? This is Mob 1. We switched this over to Mob 1. Jim, evening. Yeah, BRCC is still good. It just needs a new servo in it. Evening, Dads. Guru. Toby's RC. Oh, we've got a lot coming in now. I'm gonna struggle to keep up. I will do my best to keep up, guys. Horizon and everyone else needs to come up with better storage solutions, or I'm going to start hanging stuff from the ceiling like model airplanes. What I do, I've got. You can see I need to tidy up in here a little bit. Oh, look at the state of me! But I hung 2 on the wall up there. I'll probably get another one over there. I might see if I can get some up over there. So I hung that up just for some storage of bits and pieces, just for the interim. And then a real mess on here. I've got cars. This was my media centre, which was in the old house. I thought I was going to use it here, but I didn't. Then I was going to bin it, and I thought, no, it'd be good for this. It does mean we lose one shelf under there, but at the same time, it's given me shelves in here. So we've got the Tamiya and the little cars, little freebie cars in there. The X-Max sits over there, out the way, on the workbench, and then got those ones there. Got another cart sits in there. Obviously one of the Limitless, the other Limitless, Crane XB. The Big Rock sits there. The Infraction sits up there. Italian, Granite, Bronco, Drift Car, Typhon 3S, Max, Techno ET48 2.0, the old Creighton V4 with the diff issues, and then the Outcast 8S sits down there. So I'm out of space, but I need more. I need to create more space. Evening, Ian. How are you? Have you tried using throttle delay on the transmitter? Not this one yet. I haven't played around with it, mainly because this is only used. Callum uses this one, whereas Jack and I use the Nobles. I have upgraded Jack's Noble to the latest software, which has throttle control. I've played around with it, but I haven't used it yet. And I haven't updated the software in my Noble yet to enable me to do that. It's something I need to get round. It's another job I need to do. And I'm pointing you all at the ceiling, aren't I? Look, that's a bit silly of me. Let's bring you back. There we go. Two media centres, nice. Yeah, how's Maya doing, Ian? Infraction is a shelf too. Infraction is a shell, only because we haven't had it out for so long. I think it's running. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Or did I take the ESC out of it to run it in something else because some other ESC played up? I can't remember. Or did I take... actually, I think I took the centre diff out of it, put the centre diff in Jack's car because he needed a 46 spur. Yeah, there's no centre diff in it. So I could put the 52 spur centre diff in there and then change the gearing to suit it, which I might do that. Because on Jack's Creighton or Grahave EXB we had to put 46.2 spur in it because of the motor's KV. They look like mine. Where are we? Could you do the first twin motor Big Rock? I don't know where I put the second motor though. Funny you should say that because Jack was talking to me about that and going, why don't we make it twin motor? I mean, in theory we could. If we move the receiver boxes, where would we put the batteries though? We'd have to sit everything above the motors, which would make it fairly, possibly top heavy because I don't, unless we moved and saddlebag the batteries on either side. In theory we could do, cut some stuff away. I'm looking at it and thinking possibly could do it if I knew how to machine, because you could take that gearbox out, go straight into the drive shafts. If I knew how to machine and weld, it's probably doable. I'd hate to think what sort of speed that would do. Evening Dexter, how are you? Evening Craig, WTF, how are you? What watch are you wearing? Me? Super dry, because I'm super. It's a bit small for me now. Don't start giving me ideas. Yes, the batteries, I was just thinking, if I cut away this bit here, this would all sit up on top, on a plate up on top. The motor here, because that gearbox would be out, direct drive into there. There'd be room. ESC might even, because this would be moving back that way, and it wouldn't be that long, because you wouldn't need this long a motor in there. You might even be able to fit the ESC in the middle between the two motors. And then, if it needs be, you could cut down here, put a bit of Kydex or something, mount it under here, come it up, so you've got the batteries saddlebagged either side, so you've got even balance. It would be nicely balanced with everything central and even-sided. It would definitely be nicely balanced. Because as you know, I don't know whether you noticed when we were doing the drag race and when we went off, we always went right, or left rather. The reason we always went left is because all the batteries, the weight was on this side. So it does pull it that way a little bit. Martin, Mr. Direct Drive, I know. Oh, what watch am I wearing? Oh, right. That's a Tag. 40th birthday present. What did you think of the rival, Dexter? Have you checked up on the diff oil? We did a couple of runs ago. We've only run it, I think, once or twice since we did the diff oil. But yes, I'll be honest with you and say for the first few runs, we didn't check the diff oil. I just ran it as it was, just straight out, you know, didn't even go into the diffs, look at them or anything else like that. But a couple of live streams ago, when I say a couple, more than a couple, when we were working on I decided to go over the Big Rock and just give it a once over, and we did take the diffs out, had a look, and there wasn't a lot of oil in there, so they are topped up, they are full now. That's fairly common with RTRs, random, to be brutally honest with you. Which one did I take? Oh, Jack's Creighton EXB. That one was so dry. I mean, I think the Sahara Desert had more moisture than what was in the Jack's Creighton EXB at the back. Don't get using twin motors. It's only going to be easier on the motor and drivetrain. It won't go fast. They both still spin the same. They do, Mars, but you're not. There's no gear changing, so ultimately, it's just more power. If that makes sense. More torque, more power, so you're able to push more. Because as you build up speed, it becomes harder to go faster. If that makes sense. It's a bit like the new Prius Plaid. It's killing drag times at the moment because I think that's in that 3-motor car. So they've managed to get a third motor in there instead of twin motor. Certainly for dragging, but I think ultimately the biggest issue with going direct drive is you can't change the gear ratio. So literally there is no gearing down, gearing up. So you've got to get the right kV motor to suit that, and then give it a go. You can't suddenly go, I want to go a little bit faster, or it's overgeared or undergeared, because you'd have to change the motors. That's the biggest issue with that. Right, let's get on with fitting this back in. Torque drag though, definitely from views too. Twin motors, yeah, does get views, but we'd only do things, I lost some subs this week, but that is life. But my view on that was, we don't do everything. We really appreciate support. We really appreciate the people that watch us. If we grow, we grow. It'd be fantastic. But we never started doing this just for the views and everything. It's been fantastic. Everyone's joined in and joined along and enjoys the content we put out. But it wasn't the reason. Well, Callum started the channel just for a bit of laugh. So, yes, we do certain things. That's the best way to put it. Do we do certain things for views? Yes, we do, but not to the detriment of our integrity, if that makes sense. So, building this project, we would have done it without the YouTube channel. Would we have done it as badass as we have? I don't know. I'll tell you, running the channel has also given us inspiration to do things. So that's a good thing, in my view. The fact it's inspired us to take a car and do something to it to entertain people. But we don't go out of a way to deliberately break things or anything else like that. If it breaks whilst we're doing it, it breaks. If we go fast and it crashes, yes, people love seeing that sort of thing, but we're not going out there deliberately looking to crash things. Am I making sense? Ruiz, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I didn't see Dexter's reply. Rui coming on has just reminded me that Dexter said he took his rival MT out. Love it, it's awesome. They are great little cars. Have you ever thought about a nitro engine, then also add an electric motor? I have thought about nitro. I love the smell of nitro. I love the sound of nitro. But it's just a pain sticking it in the car, the smell in the car, the oil leaking, yada, yada, yada. Have you ever thought about bodies, maybe something less truck, more aero? We have, but the whole point of this project was always to keep it as stock as possible, including the body. We were going to do it with the Typhon, but I'll be brutally honest with you. The Typhon just seemed not enough of a challenge with the body on it. It's technically the same car, but a lot more aerodynamic. So this is a brick. So we really wanted to see how fast we could get a brick. And our original target was 100 miles an hour. We did that. So now it's like all those things you think, well, if we've done 105, can we go faster? Can we get to 110? And if we get to 110, it might be, well, can we get to 115? And can we get to 120? You know, when the question is, when do we stop? I don't know what this car's capable of. Yeah, bro, big up, De La France, jump, forever, Armour family. Hi, YD, 2YD, how are you? I wish the hobby was bigger here. No one I know locally has RC. Whereabouts are you, Mast? Scratch the shell is the first. Plus, the body on this thing is very, very tough. Because it's painted on the outside rather than the inside. You can actually, I don't know whether you can see that, but that's the drywall tape all through the other side of it. It's had some sliding sessions, but it's quite a tough old shell, this one. There's another one there. Yeah, very tough old shell. So it has saved it a few times in its crashes. You're teasing me, Dan. I need to go and look at that picture now, don't I? Don't tell me it's a boat, because my boat, the one I want's been put, should have been in stock yesterday, and I'm so depressed about it that it's now been pushed back. I think to the 7th or 12th of September. It's the third time it's been pushed back. So I'm not even, you know, I'm now at the point where when it turns up, when they come in stock, they come in stock. But I'm not now going, right, I'm going to wait for that date, because it's just let me down so many times now. I was thinking of F1, so you have nitro and a battery boost motor. Hello, Jacqueline. Is that... am I pronouncing that right? Jacqueline, I hope I am. If not, I do apologise. How are you? You got all the fans sorted out? I haven't had a chance to look at them yet. Sorry, mate. I will look at your videos, but I had a quick look. I was out when you sent them. 8S run, depending on weather. I'm hoping to be able to give it a hit on the 8S this weekend. Is the hope, if the weather's good. Won't be at the runway. We haven't been able to get back to the runway. It's been a bit of a political nightmare trying to get back there. Definitely needs a respray. Well, it's speed battled. It's been in the wars. Yeah, I don't think you'll be getting any 3S cars in this country until November, December, possibly January now. Yeah, that's 2nd of September, but I'm not holding my breath on that Revo. It was originally like the 7th of July, 2nd of July, 7th of July. Then it got pushed back to the middle of... So it keeps getting pushed back. Entered first RC Vertical X-Ray last weekend. My God, that RC is a beast on track. How did you get on? Went from September to October to January. Yeah. It sucks. It's the same with all the 3S cars though. All gone. And the Creighton 8S EXB and the Creighton 8S and the Creighton 8S, Creighton 8S EXB, the Outcast 8S EXB, the Outcast 8S. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, I don't know how long, you know, we'll get the video out as soon as we can. I'm working on another video at the moment. It's just taking me a long time. It's not the easiest edit in the world, and I'm just getting the time at the moment with work and everything else. It's just tough getting the edits done. So, hi Josh, how are you? America is filling their drag tyres. Yes, they are. I saw someone do that. Don't know how we do it, Steve, to be honest with you. I don't know. I know these expand, and I'll show you how I know they expand. When do I do that? Because we ran it on 6S, or was it 4S we ran it on, and you could see they were ballooning even though they're belted. Right, let's get all this back together. So we do know these expand, but it's all good fun. It's like this is good fun trying to get this bit back in. Double glasses time on this one, guys. If I get this first time, I'll be shocked. No, didn't think I would. I hate doing this. This is the most annoying job, this bit here. We're going to try and line everything up, and then as you go in, not move everything out of alignment. I think we've got it. Oh, look at that. Skillful. Done it enough times now. What they'll probably start doing in America next is filling it with nitrogen, because that expands less than air. I'm surprised I haven't thought about that now. Big hour, the finger is fine. The monster truck is at a standstill for me at the moment due to Mayor and COVID. Yeah. You and Claire are okay, aren't you, Ian? Still no signs? Yeah, I've been trying to catch up finding out decent videos for drag racing on it. Evening Shady, how are you? Dave. Qualifying races got TQ'd in first, second and third place. In first and second place in second race and TQ'd in third. Then placed third in... Well done. Did you enjoy it? That's the main thing. My mother-in-law is fighting... Oh, I hope she's okay, Guru. There's just so much of it going around again. That's good, Ian. That you and Claire are still clear. Hopefully you stay that way. Yeah, all my best to your mother-in-law, Guru. Hope she comes through it okay. Oh, Big Al's got... Yeah, you're suffering as well, aren't you, Big Al? Day 4 now. Yeah, there's more and more of it going around. I'm just surprised. Well, I suppose I don't really go... We don't go out that much, so... Sitting there saying I'm surprised I haven't had it yet, but in reality we don't really go out that much, so... Apart from weekends bashing, then we're out in the open. So maybe I shouldn't be that surprised. But... And I try and be careful. When we are out. Like my mum said, be good, and if you can't be good, be careful. You can't be careful, buy a pram. Let's see if anyone understands that. Where's Seb tonight? He might be working there, mightn't he, at his mum's and dad's restaurant. I miss not having Seb to wind up. Right, that's all those bits back in there. Poke that down like that. Let's get this back on without pinching any wires. Is that the right way around? It must be. I didn't take that out, did I? I just screwed it in. Just mustn't pinch any wires because we did that before, and that sucks. Not on this car, but on Callum's. Callum's Limitless. I put a receiver in it, and it wasn't working, and realised I'd snapped the aerial, so I ran home, put another receiver in it, and where I'd put it in the box, it wasn't quite lined up. I snapped the aerial in half again. A quick way to go through two receivers. Luckily, they were just the Flysky cheaper ones. Right. That's in there. That is all good. Done. Stick that back on there. Might need to get some new tape. Yep, new tape required. But this time I'm going to use, rather than keep using all my 3M stuff, which is okay to use, but it's quite expensive when you're just doing all this sort of stuff with it. And normally it comes off easier than this. What's going on here? Normally you can just peel this straight off. Intriguing. Random loser DK. What motor size is in here? This is a 9. Good question. It's a 1650 kV, 4092 I think it is. Yeah, speed running is great for it. It's just finding a location, Stu, and we're coming out of speed running season really, because we're hitting winter and then it gets wet and cold. So I want to see what we can get done before the winter really starts cutting in and putting pays to our speed running fun. So I'm going to use this stuff instead. Some MR33 tape, which is pretty good stuff actually. Also very sticky. Also fairly easy to get off. What happened about the recall shenanigans? Well, they've all been recalled. It was a tough few. I know. Next time I'll be honest with you, so I don't think I'll bother. I think I'll let everyone find out on their own, in their own sweet time, if they ever find out. There's been still nothing official from Armour or anyone, because the amount of abuse I got for it was not really worth it. So some people took it well, and in the spirit that it was meant, as giving people information on something that they may not, they wouldn't have known, and had been kept very quiet. So a lot of people said I did it for views, etc. If I did it for views, I would have done a video on it. Did I, when I posted on Facebook, did I say it was brought to you by Hardcore RC? I did, but it wasn't to get views. It was just so that people knew what we were about, and that's bringing people news and information as well. But hey ho, it is what it is. I just won't bother next time. I'll share it with my close friends. And we go from there. If there is a next time, of course. There's actually one of my subscribers that actually told me about it last Wednesday, with some solid information behind it. But again, I won't disclose who the people were. I'm sorry, but I said I'd keep them quiet. I said I wouldn't tell anyone. And I'm a man of my word. Oh, this is fun stuff to peel off though. Come on. It's like a jelly. There we go. Sticky on there. See you later, Jessica. Thanks for coming by. What have I missed? Fingers crossed, mate. Anyone out with their RCs this week? Hope to be out if the weather's good. I haven't looked at the weather. I've stopped looking at the weather forecast because it makes me depressed if I see it's going to be raining Sunday. Caleb, how are you? Do your boys ever do any of the wrenching? I enjoy this insight into your guys' maintenance and repairs. Just curious if they do it off stream camera. They do. The biggest issue, Caleb, is they don't live with me. So all the cars are here and they live with their mum, which is 50 miles away. So you know, Jack did build his own car. So they do a bit of the wrenching, but not a lot, mainly because the cars come back here for me to fix. So yes, they do, but it's just a bit difficult because the cars are here and they're there. Evening, Gary, how are you? It fits, mainly because of the diameter. It's only a 40mm diameter, so yeah, it does fit. Abergranny, yeah, you was busy with Tony apparently. Get a neoprene bag and hand warmers. Put them both in the bag to keep your batteries warm. It's more about the surface being wet and damp. Yeah, really true. I see it's Callum. Oh, Callum, evening son, how are you? Yeah, okay, well, if you guys go out, give us a shout. I'm okay to join. Well, it's not sure yet, bud, but no more than like 10 miles away. The internet's a funny thing. You can't please everyone all the time. For me, I stick to just the facts, which is all I can see you did. Fanboys will always kick off. They will. It was. You know, if people say, "Oh, I don't," you know, I'm not. It was a tough one. It was some of the private messages we got, or I got. You know, and on one forum they just, you know, gave me a load of abuse, ton of abuse. I mean, I won't name the forum, but I certainly don't plan to be going back there. Well, I need to spam my YouTube videos, and that's all I'm going to do now. You know, I used to be quite active in it and giving advice and this, that and the other, but the way it all kicked off on there, and then they blocked it, I came back to defend my name after all the abuse I was getting, and then that just got blocked as well, so, you know, I won't be going, as I said, I won't be going back there. But it is what it is. It is a funny old place. 1mm white foam tape by 10. I haven't heard of that stuff. Sounds like I might need to try that stuff out, mate. Look into it. I'll try and remember to look that up. Yeah, I normally use the 3M stuff, but I'm just chewing through it quite a lot, so I bought this, which is quite cheap. I mainly bought this for the drift cars through the bodies, but it's very sticky, and it's yeah, for that it ain't coming off. Sam Court RC, evening, how are you? Thank you for coming by. Yeah, we love this rig as well. I don't need to do something else actually before we turn it all off. Two things I need to do whilst I remember. One is put my super glue back in my bash bag. Now we need to check the voltage setting on this. Pretty sure it goes that way around. Do indeed. Right. What are we on? We have got forward, brake, yes. We have got auto calculate, yes. We've got low voltage cutoff turned off. We have thermal protection at 125 degrees. We have motor thermal protection turned off. We have, that's that way around. Deck voltage is at 6 volts, so it was at 6 volts, so that's not what killed the servo, just in case anyone's challenging it. I just wanted to double check that. Brake force is at 50%. Callum, are you still on? How do you find the brakes on this? Are they okay, or do you think I should turn that down a bit? If you're still on. See you later, Ian. Thank you for coming by. Take care, buddy. I hope you stay safe. I love the videos with this rig. She is one of the best looking speedrunners out there. Well, thank you, Sam. Appreciate that. David, the reason we chose this rig, to be brutally honest with you, is because we weren't really bashing it. And we saw it as a bit of a challenge. You know, some people were talking about speed running other cars, getting them to 100 miles an hour. And I looked and thought, well, what car can we do it with? Originally thinking about the Typhon, but then I thought that's not that much of a challenge, and other people have got a Typhon with that body over 100 miles an hour. So that didn't seem that much of a challenge. I wanted to do something nobody else had done, that we knew, or that we believe no one else has done. And as far as I'm aware, nobody else has done it. Yes, they've taken the 3S platform over 100 before, but with GT bodies, changing drive shaft, shocks, drivetrain, and everything else like that. I wanted to keep it stock, and I certainly wanted to be running the big rock body. So that then, we looked at it, weren't really running this as a basher because we didn't like the stock tyres. Personally, I think the stock tyres on the big rock suck. So it's a case of we changed them, and I just thought, well, then it becomes the same as the Typhon that we have. So why not speed run it? So that's where it's evolved from. I've learned a few things. We've gone along the way. I've borrowed ideas or used ideas from other people. You know, the gear setup I've got in here, that came from Rick Duperbash. So there's a big shout out to Rick Duperbash. On one of his videos he didn't show how he built it. I don't think, I tried to find where he built it, but I didn't show where he built it, but he showed it, what it looked like and what parts were needed. So I took that idea, put it in here. That's pretty much where it's evolved from. What's my personal favourite rig? That's a tough one, Steve. Depending on what we're doing. For pure handling, racing, and showing out everyone how an RC car can handle, has to be the Techno ET48 2.0. That thing is just an absolute beast. Great car to drive. For general bashing, going out, take it anywhere, have a laugh, takes real abuse, I'm going to say the X-Max, because even I can take that and bash it, and well, I did break it last time I took it out, but that wasn't my fault. The Rival MT10, again, bashing, a smaller size. That thing is bulletproof. Love that. You know, I love driving that. And I was going to get another Granite because my biggest issue with driving is I jumped straight in at the 6S and I never really learnt to control in the air on the smaller cars. Whereas the boys, they learnt to drive the smaller cars before stepping up. So they've learnt the control before and progressed into it, if that makes sense. So everyone, when they say, oh, you've got to go in 6S, you've got to go in 8S, my personal belief is you're going to start where you can handle the power. Learn the control, learn to drive. That's my biggest issue and why I drive so badly, is because I need to go back to basics. You know, the boys came from the basics and they came up. I need to go back to those basics. So I'm going to be driving the MT10 a lot more. Love that car. And then for just sheer jaw-dropping, gobsmacking, insane jumping, it has to be the Creighton EXB. That thing is just an animal. I set the brakes a bit higher than limit the end point on the transmitter. Was that on the MT? Yeah, it's just on when you're speed running. You want to try and turn the brakes down a bit because it stops the spiking coming back. Apparently, not that we've been bothering to do that. It's got Max 6 in there. It should be fine. Ask me and my wife are spending 5 days over, but I'll take some RCs because a mate of mine lives nearby, so I'm going to meet up with him for a crawl and a bash. So there's like a plan, Ruiz. Am I saying that right? When we meet up, I'll double check I'm saying your name right. If I'm not saying it right, I do apologise. That great, man. You did a fantastic job. Personally, I'll be bashing the heck out of it. Well, the thing is, we've got the Granite, which we use for bashing. We've got the Typhon, which is the same. You know, the Typhon and the Big Rock are the same, apart from the body and the wheels. Apart from that, they are the same car. So we just put the better wheels on the Typhon, and the Typhon hasn't been out for ages actually. Should get it out again, but you know, this, and you know, people say this car, the Typhon, gets very overlooked because everyone goes for the Big Rock, but they are the same car, exactly the same car, same wheelbase, same width, same everything. The difference being this is a V3, this is a V2. Apart from that, they're identical. So because we've got this with the MX-28s on there, which is what I would put on a Big Rock, or we put the MX-28s or the Fortress tires on a Big Rock and it'd be a much better car. But it's the same car. So, and this is, strange enough, this is cheaper than the Big Rock, but the only difference on it is the body. In theory, you could put that body on there. And you could put the Big Rock body on there. Same car. It's just the mount, you know, the body mounts. You have to change the body mounts, but same car. Oh, and the other thing is the Typhon comes with 17mm hexes as standard, so you don't have to worry about hex adapters to change a lot of the wheels on it. Not sure why the Typhon comes with 17mm hexes where all the others come with 14. Ouch, that's the Big Rock done for. So we get the Outcast 4S out. So with the Typhon body fit the Big Rock? Yes, if you change the body, all you need to do is change the body mounts. Well, you just saw me change it, put it on. If I was to take these body mounts off and put the Typhon body mounts, or these on the Typhon, the Big Rock body would fit, yes. And vice versa. If they're interested in doing it, sometimes they say they are. Callum's starting to get back into football now, so we're going to see how that goes with him. So that may limit us. The Big Rock is long wheelbase, as is the Typhon. The Granite is the short wheelbase one. But yeah, the Big Rock and the Typhon are the same. The version 2 Big Rock used to be different to the Typhon because it used to have the Granite arms on it. So it used to be the long wheelbase, white narrow stance. But on the V3 they changed that to give it the longer arms of the Typhon and the same length. So the old Big Rock used to be sort of like a blend between the Granite and the Typhon, whereas this is just the Typhon with a different body. I love the Big Rock body. White I'm choosing is probably go with the Granite, but I can't put away. Body is very nice. Body's not. I like the Granite body, but this one is more. You know, the Granite body is very in your face. The green one there, super in your face. Whereas that's a bit more of a sleeper type car, if that makes sense. Right, I think that's all we need to do with this today. So we'll get this put away, keep that metal servo horn, and we will get the Outcast 4S out. Oh, no, put that fan back in. If I can. Done. Just check that fires up, because we don't want our ESC melting down. Perfect. Shall we see what it does on 4S? Who wants to see what it does on 4S? On storage. That is going to go on 8S. Where it's going to go, don't know, but it's going to go. So this poor Outcast 4S has been missing its rear wing for far too long because we stole it to put on the front of the Big Rock. Yeah, we got an orange one, the original orange one, but it's bashed to hell on the bodies. I'm loving the white and blue of the new Rival. Need more. Go faster. Yeah, I really like the colour of the Rival as well. And I haven't shoe good the body yet, so the body's taken a bit of a battering. Never got around to it, I just took it straight out. With transmitter, we use various ones, Dads. So in the Big Rock, we use the Radio Link 6GF, whatever it is. On the Traxxas cars, we use Traxxas controllers, to be honest with you. And on some of the other cars, we have 3 Dumbos. So the Typhon 3S is on Dumbo. The Mojave is on a Dumbo, and I can't remember what else is on the Dumbos. Oh, the box outside. The Sentinel on the Dumbo. Don't think the Sentinel's on the Dumbo. Mojave, Typhon, and might be the Sentinel. Going to say the STX2. And then I use a Noble NB4, which is on my Kraton EXB, on the Techno ET, on the, what else is it on? On my V4. It's on this. And then Jack uses a Noble NB4 as well. Yeah, the radio link is what I use. There's always a link in the description for what I suggest on all that sort of stuff, guys. If you want to help support me with the affiliate, it doesn't cost you anything more, it just helps me out a little bit, get a little bit of commission. Medium to long range, we love the Noble NB4. It's just such a good controller, you get so many different receivers for it. They're fairly, for what it does, it's very, very reasonable price wise. Receivers are reasonable price wise. Outside of that, I said the radio link. It depends where you're going as well, because some of them, sometimes the radios that work well in one place don't work well in another. Like the skate park, we used to use the Flysky GT3Cs. Which never had a range issue with them until we went to the skate park, and then that skate park acts like a Faraday cage around them and they just get no range. You did see some metal shocks on the Typhon. They are Banggood special big bore shocks from USA. Again, eBay, they're okay. They held up for what we do them with. A lot of people put the Typhon 6S shocks on there if you can get hold of them. I think there's some, what make is it? Some other makes you can get that fit them as well. They are, you're based, I mean, I got them shipped from the USA on eBay. Please help again. I've replaced the engine mount on my big rock, but each time I take it out, the motor comes loose. Have you thread locked the motor on using, have you put thread lock on the motor before you put it in, then let it set? So make sure you use thread lock, this sort of stuff, on the motor screws going in, and let it set for at least 24 hours. Entity just done a big rock mount and brace, I'm sure. M2C have done a 3S motor mount and brace, indeed. As does, our one's got a custom RC upgrades one in it, 775 motor mount. So custom RC upgrades and M2C do one. Cheers, Steve. Hope to catch up with you soon. Good luck at the weekend. Go and win some races. Nothing special about bang knots. I should have known. You take your time, Mast. Then, depending on how much money you want to spend, depending on how much money you want to spend at Dad's RC Garage, I really do recommend this Flysky Noble NB4. Needs a bit of a clean, but it comes, before I turn it on, it comes with two batteries. It comes with a battery in here, And then this bottom bit here is a power bank. I forget what the capacity is on it. It's quite a big capacity, which you've got a USB, so you can charge your mobile phones and everything else off of it as well. Charge it up there. If the battery in here starts getting low, this is a total sales pitch, but I love this thing. The battery in here starts getting low, you literally just press that button there and it shows you what the charge is on here, and then you'll see it's now, if this was low, that would start, there you go, in fact it is about half full, the battery in here, so it's now starting to charge from here to here.
Welcome to Noble.
Fire it up, you've got a touch screen. You can scroll through all the different settings. I mean, you know, you can see what's going on with it. And this is up to, is it 8 or 10 channels, I believe. I think it's 8 channels at the moment. I haven't updated the software, so server frequency, output mode, no. Where are we? I have to read the instructions again because I've forgotten how to do it. But we've got range test, server frequency, binary receiver, system, radio frequency setup. Not that one. Might be in the other, in the news firmware. Tells you how much you set. Oh, here you go, channel number definition. So this has got 8 channels at the moment.
Shutting down.
And turn that off, and then you get the different receivers. So depending on what range you want. You get a nice little one without an aerial, which gives you about 100 to 150 metre range. Not a huge amount of range on that one. That's more for like you're drifting indoors sort of thing. Maybe drag racing will be good for that. Then you do get a big one. I haven't got a spare big one here. The big one will do 300 metres. You get this medium one with an aerial, which is about 300 metres as well. And then, which is, I think this is 4 channel. Pretty sure that's 4 channel. And you get this one here, which is 8 channel, plus battery voltage telemetry back to the receiver. It's a nice one. And then finally, and again, the range on that one's about 300 plus meters. And then finally, you get that bad boy, 10 channel. And in the that's coming from an airplane one, but it does work in the cars with the updated firmware. 3.5 kilometre range. It won't be that on the ground, but you ain't going to run out of range with this bad boy in your car. So, and that's 10 channel. So, as I said, such a variety of options with it. If you order the one that is linked down below, you get the big receiver and that little receiver with it. Yeah, sales plug, over. I need a drink after talking that much. It's like QVC tonight, isn't it? QVC on the jewellery channel. I don't believe it does, Gary. Latency is very good. I mean, you can get the latency down even further if you turn it to one way as well, so you're not getting the info coming back. But, hi, Gaines, how are you? Yeah, I think for that sort of thing, it's just when you start getting a bit further away, Craig, isn't it? It's, I think it's for close-up racing. I don't know how far you were going away. No gyro, no. I don't think Craig will know if they do one with a gyro. But being brutally honest with you, who uses a gyro? If you're going to use a gyro, I think personally you're better off getting a proper gyro rather than one stuck in a little receiver that costs $2 to make. Get a proper external gyro which you can set up properly, is a lot more sensitive and isn't going to give you any issues. If you're speed running, that or drifting, and if you're using bashing, you shouldn't really need a gyro for bashing. You can get them from the UK mast, but you'll be paying more for them. So, you know, my view is bang not so good. Takes a week to get here. You save yourself 40 quid. You know, I think they're 130 quid on bang not so good, whereas you're paying 175 roughly, if not a little bit more, to get them from the UK. On the standard one, on the big one, which I have got two of the big ones, but they're in the cars. So on the big one that comes with it, if you get it from Banggood, you get two receivers. You get the little one and you get the big one. The big one never used to fit in the Armour cars, but they do now in the new bigger receiver box. The big ones fit in the Armour cars for that. So that will give you 300 metres range. I've never ever run out of range on my Noble, ever. Apart from the little aerial-less one, which is in here. I've got the little aerial-less one in here. But we didn't run out of range at the skate park on this either. And I'm pretty sure it's the little aerial. Let's have a look. So long since I've had this one open, but I'm pretty sure it is that one in here. Pop off, come on. Yep. Bring you all in for a closer look. That's a little less one in there. And again, I mean, this one didn't run out of range at the skate park actually, or anything. So it's okay for skate park bashing and things like that. But if you're sending it further away, you want to do any speed running or anything, it ain't gonna give you the range on that. On the little one, the big ones, yes, we've never ever. Oh no, it sucks. As I said, I've never run out of range on the big ones. Or on the P1, the little P1 with the aerial, I've never run out of range on that either. I shouldn't have done this. And if you are running out of range, it actually tells you before you run out of range. So it comes up and goes, low signal. It will tell you you're getting close to the edge of what it's received, and it's got a signal, and you can have a look at the screen. It will tell you. Not that anyone ever looks at the screen on a car when they're playing. If you were to look at the screen, it would tell you what your signal strength is. So for the price, I think they were great. The radio link's good as well. We've got a lot of control on that. It's just a little bit bigger. See you later, Ruse. Have a good night. You can have 20 on the Noble. You'll buy them from me, don't you? Oh, I don't know. If I put a dress on, Gary, I think I could look like the models in QVC. But I'd like to have a transmitter for every car so my friends can use them. I say every car, I only have 4. Yeah, that is, I'll be honest with you, Alfie, I hit the same issue. So when I first bought my Noble, first receiver, I bought that. The boys had the Flyskys, and we all had 1 car each. So it didn't really matter. But then as we've built up, it was like, whilst I'm using this receiver, or this radio, on my car, no one else, the boys can't drive that car. Like when I got the Mojave EXB, it's like, well, that's why the Mojave is on. So the cars that we would share, we've put on things like Dumbos, which is why we've got so many transmitters, and that's why we've left the Traxxas stuff, kind of Max, the X Max, the TRX4, all on the other radios. And I've only just found out actually that you can bind all the receivers up to one radio and just use that one radio with all the receivers. So again, we might do that, but the problem with doing that again is the Max and the X Max might be out at the same time. 169 in the UK with receivers as well. Is that from RC Models? I'm sure I will go the way eventually here, but I think at the moment we only end up getting used on one car. Right now I've got my Max, my Typhon, Nitro Slayer all on the NB4 and couldn't be happier. It's, as a radio, you can't fool. I mean the latency, the control, the settings, the feedback you get from it, it does make a huge difference. But I get the fact that having the different cars able to have other people use them at the same time, I do get that. I totally and utterly get that. As I said, why we get so many, which is why we've got so many transmitters ourselves. So yeah, the Outcast 4S gets a new wing because the one that's on the front of the Road Rock now has certainly seen better days. It's got certainly a few bits missing off the bottom of it, and it's a bit dented up and everything. So the Outcast 4S gets a new wing. I didn't think it was right to take the wing off the Big Rock, put it on end, give the Big Rock the new wing. That wouldn't have been right. So, and I've still been running with a broken shaft here, so that needs to. Need to fix this. So I've had the part for ages, just never got around to putting it on. You're the only one who can justify your own purchases, Alfie. If you're happy with a separate channel to go for it, everyone is happy doing their own. Yep. Yeah, and the Dumbo is as a cheap transmitter and everything, and a bit of, you know, just to have other people using it for 30 odd quid. You can't beat it really in that regard. Yeah, me and RC Models don't get on bad. No comment. So where RC Master goes bang not so good, I go RC not so good models. I'm hoping I've bought the right bit. I have bought the right bit, so why isn't that? I have to... yeah. Guessing that unscrews. I wish I could find our stick radios with the telescopic aerial and the they're around somewhere, and the crystals. No, it's got nothing to do with not having an affiliate with them. I can't say too much at the moment. But it has got, I will say, it has got nothing to do with not having an affiliate link with them. Now you just need more NB4s, then leave the bind plug in, cut the bind link and solder it to an easy to get to switch. Then in seconds. I like your thinking, Craig. I do like your thinking there. That is a good idea. I really like that because it binds in no time at all. Oh, yes, I do like that idea. I can't say. Some people know already, but because it's imminent, I can't say too much. But I'm going to court. That's as much as I can say at the moment. I'm going to court with RC Models in a bit. And I could lose, I could win, I don't know. But we'll find out in just over 2 weeks. You'll know, I just don't want to say too much at the moment because it could prejudice things. So, but let's just say that they were not forthcoming in the way they dealt with something. So, well, not forthcoming, but they handled something very, very badly, in my opinion. So, I have bought from them since then, mainly because I didn't have a lot of choice. So, but if I had a choice, I wouldn't buy from them ever again. And I certainly wouldn't buy anything electrical from them. Or anything that needed a warranty dealt with. Oh man, this is the worst. I'm soaked from sweat coming on. Addicted, no. Is the pool? Is there water in the pool? Go and have a swim. There is a reason, Flysky, I love you, and you do a great job, and I am forever in your debt for the videos you do regarding the Noble and how to set it up and goodness knows what else. So I'm glad it's in English as well. So if any of you do have a Flysky Noble or thinking of getting one, do check out WTF Craig's channel, because anything you need to know about it, he's your man. Done that right? Must have done that right. Didn't realise I had a bit of... I must... okay. Flexes like that. I guess. With a bit of rubber in there to absorb it when you land. And something to allow it to move out when you're not landing. Interesting. Didn't know it did that. Maybe I won't get from them. Just, it's my experience. Me personally, I wouldn't buy them. I'll see you next Tuesday. I'm guessing Jay, evening. How are you? Top Cat, where are you? UK or US based? And what was the reason for your X-Max wheels under warranty? Was it by chance the foams dying in a very short space of time? Bash Bros, evening, how are you? Has Billy got his Bandit fixed, Jay? Is it all up and running, ready to go? Thank you, Alfie. No, if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. For me, it's the principle, the matter. It is what it is at the end of the day. For me, it was more principle and the way I was treated. And if I was treated like that, they were treating other people like that, and I just don't think it's right. So, unfortunately, I'm somebody that, rightly or wrongly, I'm a stickler for. I'm a stickler for what people's rights are. Come on. You have to let me know when you're coming on, Jay, because I'll get a make sure I have a pineapple pizza ready for you to look at. Oh, come on. Yes, I should use a hammer. I don't have a hammer this size. It'd be easy if I took the wheel off, but I don't really want to take the wheel off either. I'm lazy. Come on. That's got it. Right, done. UK foams died. Ditto. And in how short a space of time did your foams die, Top Cat? And how did you get on with the warranty side of things? Are they being changed? Are they not being changed? Did you get told no? And I'm presuming they just turned to powder. How do I know all this? I don't know. How do I know all this? I'm taking them to court, Alfie. Yes, on the Spectrum motors, William, the front bearing is known to go on the Spectrum motors, so either swap it out yourself or get it changed on warranty. I saw who was it that gave you a pineapple piece of paddles worth? But there have been a lot of reports of the Spectrum bearing, the front Spectrum bearing going on the 3200 kV motors. Okay, Dads, thank you for coming by. Hope you get up early enough. Motor bearings do need to be cleaned, and the good news is that whilst the warranty, although Hobby Wing warranty is only 6 months, don't know whether a lot of people knew that. I didn't know that, but I've subsequently found that out. The Hobby Wing warranty is only 6 months. But even though the warranty says it's void if you open it up, actually I've got it in writing that you're supposed to open up the motor and clean the bearings, and that doesn't void the warranty. Interesting. This needs to get out soon, I think. Could change the motor mount on jacks, but I won't do that today. I'm not sure whether he's out the weekend. Ooh. They shouldn't need cleaning that off, mainly if you get them wet. Always open up a motor if you get it proper wet. And just make sure they're clean, and just give the bearings a bit of an oil. Sent my big rock back to Model Sport. I'm hoping to get it back within a week. Model Sport are very good, so you know, normally, if it's warranty, they are beholden to obviously how quick Logic get things back to them. But Logic are normally pretty good as well, to be honest with you. But we just got what did we get back from? The ESC out, the Notorious was 18 months old. It died. So we got a new ESC on warranty. I'm not going to fault Armour's Logic's warranty in, because they are fantastic. Well, Seb, so I chucked it at Pat. Seb was, I thought it was someone else that did it. What's my job? I'm an insurance broker. Not for UK business, for US business, though. Second time out, they send in new ones. They said it's very unusual and accused us of getting them wet. Okay, just out of curiosity, who was the retailer? It's not unusual at the moment. It's fairly common for the X-Max foams. I know so many people that have had problems with their X-Max foams on new X-Maxes. And I bet they just turned to dust, didn't they? It just turned to dust. Did they look something like this? Yeah, possibly looks something a little bit like that. 5 uses. I prefer never, newbie here, still afraid to open it up. Don't be afraid. Very easy to open up the motors. I do have a video on it if you are a bit worried. I'll be honest and say, first time I did it, I was booping myself. But it's really not that bad. Open up the back. Just be careful with the little spring washer and the brass bushing that comes with it. Make sure you know which way round it goes. Wow. Stiff cut for the Kraton 6S EXP. 4 months. Probably because I haven't got any in the country. Yes. There's so many QC issues at the moment. Yeah, Hobby Wing's only 6-month warranty, but they do a goodwill, which is a pretty good goodwill, to be honest with you. I'm not going to fault them for that. Is the foam biodegradable? I think it's made of, 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 rice. It's like rice paper. Yeah, it's really not that bad. I'll be honest and say I pooped myself the first time I did it. But it's not that bad. I have got a video called RC Maths. Watch that. It shows you how easy it is to do. And just take it easy. Video yourself while you're doing it so you know everything goes back together. There's not a lot to go back together, but it's a fairly simple job. Got a new diff cup from AliExpress. Got a pair of sixes and they're way better quality than the other ones. Which mate did you get? Is that for the 29mm cases? Weight saving rice phones. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about looking at the transmission on the TRX4. In fact, I was a bit worried about opening up when I had to look to open that up, because it's not just a spur and the pinion. And the same with that. That's got lots of gears in it as well. Right, I don't think we've got anything else to. I probably have got something else to work on. I just can't think what it is. Well, there was something else to work. I can't think what it is at the moment. So let me just come back in here. See what's going on. My new battery. Turn that on and bada bing, bada boom. My channel. Go live and was it, Jacqueline, was it you after the metal shocks from the Typhon? Trying to see if my memory's working as well as it used to. Purchase history. 60 days. I think I got them in 2020. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. They changed them, didn't they? Big bore. Let's take the name. Copy. They are still doing them, they've just changed the link. Paste. There we go. Yes, have her on the DR10. You only need 132 feet, Alfie. Oh, have you gone for the Vitafon diff cups? Have you? How did they work out, Gary? I did think about getting them. Well, I haven't had the need. And more for the centre one when it starts getting a bit warm with the stones hitting it and things like that. Yeah, we've run the DR10. Had it quite low. I've had it sub 3 with the stock system in it. Changed the gears. That was on 3S though. And I've got some new stuff coming for it. Hopefully a few bits will turn up tomorrow. We've got new gears, as you saw in the community post. Those gears turned up for it today. I didn't want to be trying to find people that had gears in stock when he suddenly needs to start changing, messing with gears. So I just bought every combination I could possibly think of. Probably don't need half of them, but I'd rather have them than not have them. And hopefully going to get out this weekend with it. Just play around with it. Couple of hits. The RX4 is a nice one to open up. Honestly, it was surprisingly easy. It was the output cup I run the Vitron housings and diff cases. Dave, did you fit your fans straight to the ESC or the motor passive cooler? You can't fit those fans straight to an ESC, you have to get a mount. It depends which fan you're talking about. You're talking about the big 40mm, the bigger ones. You're talking about... these ones. If you're talking about those ones, they don't fit straight onto an ESC. You do have to get a mount for them. And depending on which ESC you're mounting it to, if it's a Max 8, I think you can get them for the Max. I think Bigfoot Customs does them for the Max 8. So it does them for the Max 6, the BLX and the Spectrum systems, and for the Max 5. My memory's not as good as it used to be. I'm trying to get it back to where it used to be, but I'm getting older, and I used to have such a good memory when I was working proper, up in the office all the time and everything. That year, almost a year off, or certainly 6 months off, being on gardening leave or furlough as it was, 6 months off, really killed my memory. I'm trying to get it back. Talking about the DR10 car park, it's the best car park near me is Waitrose 1, and it shuts at about 5 on a Sunday, but it has speed bumps. Is there not a Tesco's one or, Tesco's one or a B&Q one? Does, like I said, you wouldn't need a station car park. You got a station car park near you? The video, you haven't seen it yet because I'm still editing it. But the station car park, we did the little speed running of that little Hoss car. That's got 132 feet, so we've done some drag racing in there. Anyway, I mean, 132 feet is not a long distance. Okay, I might have to look into them, get some for the centre cups. Right, Alistair, thanks for coming by. Might catch you on Sunday. I thought I was going to stamp on his drag car. That's like, when it cold out, I can't see him because we're wearing shorts. I wear shorts as well. Out the box is not quick. Not quick at all. But I mean, how fast do you want to go? If you want to go get close to 3 seconds, change the gears on it. If you want to go sub that, then you need to put a new system in it. Fastest we've got our DR10 to go stock was about 2.9 something or other, I think, but on 3S. That's not stock, that's stock system, different gears. Fastest we got it to go stock on 3S was 3.125. And on 2S it was 3.9 on stock. And I know that because I'm editing the video at the moment and I've been doing it for the last 3 days. So I hope you guys enjoy it because it's been tearing me apart. So much footage I got for it. Yeah, it's the platform. It's more the platform. As I say, the drag slash is quicker out the box, but it's going to be like 500 quid, and it's still not going to be able to compete. So Velocity, again, that out of the box with the stock system is not that quick. And again, that's quite expensive. Or you can get the kit. You can get the kit in the DR10. I toyed with getting the kit or not getting the kit. But then I looked at it and thought, if I get the kit, I've got to buy the tyres, I've got to buy the body, I've got to buy the ESC, the motor, and the servo before I can get up and running. You can't really get the tyres in the UK at the moment, so that sucks. Bodies, you're limited on what bodies you can get at the moment, so that sucks. And then it's, are you going to enjoy it? You're going to have fun at it. So I bought the Ready to Run. It was only £100 more. I bought the Ready to Run just so that I could start doing it straight away and just start playing and then build it up as we wanted to. Take the ESC and the motor out. I'll probably keep the stock servo in there. And then I've got a spare ESC and a motor for another project or another car that we might do. You know, we might look to stick it in one of the Banggood specials and see what we can do with that. So to me, buying the RTR for £100 more than the kit made sense. The one big difference between the RTR and the kit is the kit comes with the rear sway bar, whereas the RTR doesn't. Why? I don't know, but that's one of the big differences. Oh, do people measure drag cars? No, not 0 to 60. They measure them to 132 feet. So you set your, well, you put them on, it depends on how you want to do it. If you're looking at times, you set this to 0 to 132 feet, off you go, and it'll tell you how long it takes to get to 132 feet. Other than that, you obviously put a line, 2 lines down, and you go 3, 2, 1, go, and then whoever crosses the line first wins. Obviously, you want to be going, so you've got 2 factors in there. Same as normal drag racing, you've got who's got the fastest car and who's got the fastest reactions. So you don't necessarily have to have the fastest car to win if you've got the fastest reactions. If you can get off the line quicker, you're going to win, unless they can drive past you. 133 feet, and how far to stop? Probably 50 feet to stop. If you want to get to 70 miles an hour, you're going to need longer than that. The only issue with twin armour in Vidfon cases, they don't fit directly in the Vidfon alloy houses. You have to machine a tiny bit of the housing cover so it doesn't try to bend the bearings. They do fit the stock plastic houses with no shims though. Huh. I'd probably just put the metal ones in the centre, to be honest, Craig. I haven't had an issue with the stock ones in the actual car, touch wood. So it'd be more for just the just the centre diff where it can get hotter with the spinning up more, and obviously the stone sitting, etc. Ball, how are you? Yeah, 70 miles an hour, you probably need a bit more space. Don't get myself with a drag car or not. I just keep wanting to better my fastest car. My fastest is right now 50 mile with stock Big Rock. Then, yeah, go for it. 70 miles an hour, you're probably going to need to change tyres, I'd imagine. Probably need some belted tyres of some sort. So, non-belted tyres at that sort of speed are going to start ballooning. You may start killing foams. So I would highly suggest belts. And then depending on what you do with the tyres, with the belts, so if you go for a GRP type tyre, obviously it's smaller, so you're going to have to gear up more. Nice. What 3D printer did you go for? I need to get ours out. I need to get Jack's out of the box, set that up. I need to have space to do it because I should be 3D printing more stuff, but then I didn't know about Thingiverse either. So it's not like you have to CAD design it yourself. You can just download a lot of stuff off of Thingiverse and then print it, which is really handy. If you can't be bothered to CAD things up. People that do CADing and go, right, I need to do a motor mount, for example, and then do all the measurements and fit it and design it, and it works. They blow my mind the way they do it all. So the first batch was 0.2mm too wide. They didn't allow for the rib that presses into the gasket. I honed mine down. The bulky cover is slightly out of alignment on the bearing. As I fed all this back to Arthur. Okay, so the new ones should be okay. Ender, yeah, that's good. I believe that is a good 3D printer from what I know of 3D printers. Okay, Jay, take care. Thanks for coming by. Have a nice weekend yourself. I'm going to be calling it a night as well, guys. An early one today. Didn't have that much to fix. Yeah, I get that, Alfie. I've been keeping an eye on Kev's WL2's budget speed build. The one that keeps going backwards. Should get Steph. Steph's got WL Toys. I think he's got the 14 one. I'm pretty sure he's had that up over 70. Because it's so small and so rapid, it doesn't need a huge amount of space. Okay, Zachary, thank you for coming by. Take care, buddy. I'm going to call it a night as well, guys. Thank you all for coming by again. Thank you for all spending the evening with me. It's been enjoyable. It's a shame I have to read and can't. It'd be great if we could talk to each other over this platform, but we can't. So, but again, thank you all for coming by. Been a great night. Got things fixed. Not a lot to fix, but we've got things. Hopefully we'll have some more breakages this week and get some more cars fixed next week. Okay. So good night, everybody. Sleep tight. Don't let those bed bugs bite. And hopefully see you next week. I'm trying to get a video done for Sunday. Hopefully I'll get it done. I'll try and finish off tomorrow night, and then possibly Saturday I've got some time to finish it off. I need to start talking to Arthur more then, don't I? Maybe you guys can put a good word in and get me some free stuff. Oh, I got some new batteries. Did I show you these batteries last week? Oh, I did, didn't I? The Gen 6 battery. I haven't used them yet, so might see if we can get to use those this weekend as well. Thank you for coming by, Alfie. Night all. Take care. See you next week, hopefully. Innovation. Hi, we're just closing down. Sorry, buddy. I hate saying goodbye as we hi and bye. It's not fair. Someone spent the time to come over and say hi just as we're finishing. So I do really apologise. Normally we'd be going a bit later, but we haven't got that much more to fix. So, sorry. I'm always live on a Thursday, though, Innovation. So normally start 8 o'clock GMT. Run through for 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4 hours sometimes. So, you know, please check us out next week or another week, whenever you're around. People said it's a great stream. Obviously, I'm going to be biased and say it was the best stream ever, but the feedback is it was a good stream, so that's all I can go with. Anyway, cheers, guys. Take care. Stay safe, everybody. Hopefully see you all next week. I'm going to do it on there, haven't I? Always forget that.